We are testing out a viral TikTok hack. I'm like on the move to put on the next one, so that doesn't happen right there. Personally not noticing anything. You'll just like gleam in the sunlight. Move backwards towards my shower. 30,000 times. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I am going to be showing you guys how I take off my self tanner. I look a mess right now, but please ignore that. But first, before I show you my regular version of how I take off my self tanner, we are testing out a viral TikTok hack. And if this hack works, y'all, for all my self tanner people out there, this is going to be life changing because it seems like we're not gonna have to like scrub our body raw in order to take off a self tanner. Because to be honest, when I take off one self tanner, I'm like on the move to put on the next one, so I don't want my skin all raw and ugh before I apply the next self tanner. I'm also bending over because my tripod apparently only goes up to like 4 feet and yeah, cuts off my head. So we are going to test out the TikTok hack first. If that works, that's wonderful, but I will still have to exfoliate a little bit because you want to exfoliate the like dry patches, so that doesn't happen right there. Exfoliate your elbows, people, and your knees, or else they will look like this. But before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get going with the TikTok hack because I gotta get this tan off so I can go put my next one on. All you need for this hack is some baby lotion. This one is by Johnson. My niece let me borrow hers. And you just put it on your body, and apparently like the self tanner just like rubs off. Okay, now that my hair is out of the way, I'm just gonna put some of this on my hand. I'm really gonna smell like a baby after this. And they just like rubbed it on their neck. Is that working? Okay, I'm personally not noticing anything. Give me a moment. I'm gonna go look in the mirror and see if anything's happening. Okay, so it is kind of taking off. You can see it a little bit there. This isn't a crazy dark self tanner, so I think that's also why we're not noticing it a lot. But what I think is happening is baby lotion has a bunch of oil in it. I kind of wonder if this would make your body break out. Definitely take a shower afterwards. What I'm gonna do is apply with my hand this time and rub it with a towel and see if that helps take it off. Okay. Okay, yeah, it's definitely coming off. Now, I do think this is gonna take the majority of it off, but I think you will still need to scrub a little bit. It's really hard to see in this lighting. Okay, one more thing we're gonna try is with a wet towel. See if that like makes it like really come off. Because this is kind of like just gradually coming off, but if like you have a really stuck self tanner, I think you're gonna have to scrub and break out the exfoliants. I'm seeing if oh yeah, look at that, guys. It's because people put olive oil on their bodies. It's like, why not just use a body lotion with a lot of oil in it? Well, yep, I would say that does work. So if you guys are planning on taking off a self tanner, I think this would be a great first step. This is perfect for if you get too dark in an area, like if your elbows are too dark and you don't want to scrub the whole thing off, you just want to make it a little lighter, use this because it'll take off like a little bit of the layer, but not the whole thing. Well, there you guys go. There's a little hack. It's not perfect. You're definitely gonna need to break out the exfoliant to get it completely off. But if your elbows are a little too dark for your liking, it's definitely a method that you can use. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this baby lotion all over my arms, my chest, and my stomach. I didn't self tan my legs, look how white they are. If you saw my last video, you know why, but we're gonna put this baby lotion all over, and then I'm gonna show you guys how I usually take off my self tanner. It's gonna make your body so smooth, take all the self tanner off, and also I have a tool that makes it so much easier than when you just take a towel and you're like scrub, scrub, scrub. So let me apply the lotion and then I'll be right back. When I remove my self tanner, this is the tool that makes all the difference. This is like a body buffing brush. This one's by Duvalo, but I'm sure you can find these all over Amazon. And it's just like a body buffing brush. It takes off your self tanner so well. But you also need an exfoliant. Now you can use like sugar scrubs and all of that, but this one is my favorite. This one is by Sand and Sky. It's the Australian Pink Clay Smoothing Body Sand. This is a really cool like exfoliator. It looks like this. If you guys have been watching my channel, you know that I love the Australian Pink Clay face mask. Helps with acne. That's why I feel like this would also be really good for people with body acne because it acts the exact same way as the pink clay mask. So it can help get rid of body acne, but also polish it and make it shine. And how cute, it comes with this like little scooper. So you take a little scoop, put it in your hand, get it wet, and like rub it all over your body. I'm gonna do one better, and I'm gonna put it on this brush, and we're just gonna take this self tanner right off. We have to move backwards towards my shower. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on the brush. Usually you'd be in the shower, you'd already be wet. This would be 30,000 times easier, but I'm trying to show it on camera. Take a little scrub with your scooper. I'm gonna put it on my brush. Usually I just put it straight on my body, but you know, for filming purposes. Let's see how I can get this to work without making too much of a mess. I'm literally squatting. This is so difficult. Oh! Oh! It is taking the self tanner off. It's very hard to see because I'm not wet, so this all has to like wash off of me, so you can see how much of my self tanner is gone. But I kind of showed you the process, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go remove the rest of the self tanner and I'll be back to show you the results. But this is all I'm using, is this body polish and this scrubby brush right here. And it is a lifesaver. Number one thing to remember is your armpits, because they get really white from deodorant, sweating, all of that. I'm so out of breath right now. And you wanna make sure you get above and below it, because if you like are lazy and you only take it off like halfway and like you don't make sure that everything's blended, it's gonna look like this when you apply your next self tanner, and it's gonna look bad. Whenever you raise your hand, you're on a amusement park ride, that's what you're gonna look like. So make sure you definitely scrub your armpits. The next step that I do after I take off my self tanner, and I learned this from Alex Cooper. She did a video showing exactly how she spray tans. Like, this is years ago before she had a professional spray tan artist. And she said the trick was to apply a moisturizer to like your hands, elbows, knees, and feet 30 minutes before you apply your self tanner. That way it sinks in, and then right before you apply your self tanner, you put another layer on your hands just so that they aren't darker than your body, since that is the #1 telltale sign that you have a spray tan, is when your hands are all like crazy looking. So I'm using the Sand & Sky Tasmanian Spring Water Wonder Body Lotion. It's super hydrating. You need a really hydrating lotion. The reason being, one, you want your skin moisturized so it doesn't cling to any dry patches. And number two, you want it to act as like a barrier to the self tanner so that it just can't get as dark in those areas. Very important for the elbows. Like when you saw my elbows are really dark, it's because I rushed that spray tan and didn't put anything on my elbow. So don't be me, don't skip that step. I'm gonna put a few pumps of this in my hand, on my elbows, knees, feet, head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. So I'm gonna go relax for 30 minutes and then apply my new spray tan. I'll be back tomorrow to let you guys know if the Johnson & Johnson lotion all over my body caused any sort of issue, if it made it lighter, all of that. Fingers crossed that it doesn't. This is a really cool hack, and it does help take off the self tanner. This is the one I use. It's the Johnson & Johnson Baby. I don't know, it's just a pink one. I smell like a baby though. But I mean, I'm not trying to go on a date smelling like a baby, so keep that in mind. Maybe plan ahead if you're gonna use that. Maybe there's an unscented one. There has to be an unscented baby lotion, right? But the other thing I do before applying a spray tan, I do my entire skincare routine, because after you apply the spray tan, you can't do it or else you're just gonna wash the self tanner off your face. So make sure you do your skincare routine before applying your facial self tanner. Actually, before applying it to your body too, just in case you get any water sprays all over you. Okay guys, I will see you in the morning. Okay guys, it is the next day. I can honestly say that the baby lotion didn't affect the tan at all. I was kind of afraid that was gonna make it a little bit lighter, but it developed to its full color potential, and everything went on like so smooth. I am very happy, and like I said, the exfoliating is super important, you guys. Make sure you exfoliate before you apply your next self tanner. I promise you, this is how you're gonna get the perfect self tanner. And I think I'll do a whole video on how I do my hands, because it took me a while to perfect that. And I know like your hands are out in front of you all day. Everyone's always looking at them, so you don't want them to look crazy. You wanna look very natural, like you were just out in the sun. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know if you guys have tested out the viral TikTok hack and what your must-have steps are before applying a self-tanner. I'm always up for learning new tricks and tips. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow my Instagram. It's at KCElizabeth_YT, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.